Welcome back. Now, in the days following the Democrat National Convention in Chicago, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris remain neck and neck nationally.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah. According to a recent Quinnipiac poll, Harris found herself with seemingly no bump after formally accepting the Democrat nomination, leading Trump by just 1 point nationally in a head-to-head matchup.
The vice president then sat down for her, obviously, for that first interview that we just spoke about since launching her campaign, but providing really no insight into her recent flip-flops on policy.
The most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed. We have set goals for the United States of America and, by extension, the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. My values have not changed. I am running because I believe that I am the best person to do this job at this moment.
She is the best person to do this job at this moment. She's not the best person to be the vice president at this moment, though. Just saying. All right, for more on this, let's welcome in political analyst Mark Halperin and former vice chair of the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women, Melanie Collette. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being with us. Melanie, I'll go to you first. Did Harris meet the moment during this interview?
Not to me. And I'm telling you, she is more and more embarrassing to me every time I see her, just as a Black woman, because the way the world works, they identify with each other. Oh, you're a Black woman, you're a Black woman. But I'm telling you, terrible. She reminded me of my teaching days when it was really clear that the student never read the book and I asked a question, or they wrote a paper and it was complete fluff. That's what her responses reminded me of. And it was very disappointing. People were asking me if I saw the interview, and I was like, not unless they ask about it on TV, because I'm not going to put myself through this. And of course you did, so I had to watch it. But I did not think she met the moment. I thought it was really terrible. And part of me actually feels a little sorry for her, because I just don't think she has the chops or the ability to make it happen, to really do what needs to be done and dig in.
Great perspective.
Yeah.
Great perspective. She might not have the chops for the job. That's a great perspective.
Mark, look, the interview lasted a little over 26 minutes and she spoke for around 17, 18 minutes. Now, do you think her performance in this mattered at all? Or is she, or is the media and just basically everyone going to be impressed with what she had to say?
Well, the media is still greatly for her. I think because the questions didn't yield much new information, and she wasn't pressed on so many of the topics that voters are interested in. I think that interview turned out to be a non-event, not a disaster for her, but not anything that helped her or advanced the Trump's campaign's capacity to define her. So to me, I've moved well past it. I'm focusing on the debate. I think that's the first opportunity the Trump campaign will have to try to really put in sharper relief what her positions have been and where the ambiguities are.
Yeah, Mark, very, very quickly, just 20 seconds. I want to just ask you very quickly. I have been feeling like she's at her high water mark after the convention, and that for her, based on what we've seen throughout her campaigns in the past, I think she only slowly ticks down from here. I just wanted your opinion, quick 20 seconds on what you think about that. Yeah. But I think she's passed her high water mark.
It's a $64 million question. It's what Mar-a-Lago is counting on. And I think there's a good chance that if they can get even a slight break from the media to start defining them on her terms, that your theory might be right, that her support nationally and in the battleground states now is at the peak, and it may start to bounce back to where it was before she was the nominee.
Fair enough. Melanie, I did want to ask you, why was Governor Walz even there? I mean, he spoke, around 3 minutes or so? Was he really just there for emotional support?
I think he was there for emotional support, and from an optics perspective, it was really a bad look. I just can't imagine when you're going for the first female president of the United States, you're trying to break that glass ceiling, and you bring somebody there to support you. You bring your vice president candidate with you. It made absolutely no sense to me. And if they wanted to present her as the strong woman that's going to be able to do the job all by herself, no matter what. Those optics did the exact opposite of that. I thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah, the optics of that whole interview was interesting to me. Sitting
I
around
agree.
that weird table in the cafe, very
seem right.
informal. You know, they had a lot of time to prepare for this. I'm not sure what the angle was there. But anyway, look, we only have 45 seconds left. A recent Emerson poll shows a pretty even split in the battleground states. Trump is leading Arizona, North Carolina, Wisconsin. Mark, do you see this shifting?
No, I think for the time being, the key question is, do any of the 7 states fall off the map to either campaign lock any of the 7 up? And I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to remain very tight, but I do think that in the polls, I always think Trump's polls are a little bit less because some people don't want to admit that they're voting for Trump. I think that's a little bit baked into the cake. But Mark Halperin, Melanie, Collette, thank you so much. We do appreciate your input.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.